What's going on, everybody? It's Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA. You're listening to the UFC Portland predictions. Let me just fix the camera really quick. And actually, just got home, just got in the studio. I was supposed to go live a couple of minutes ago, but it's now 4:20, and I hope that you are joining me for your 4:20 break, so to say. It is Fight Night John Dodson versus John Lineker, and I'm interested to see what you guys think about tonight. But if you're new to listening to this, I'm Evil Eddie. Subscribe down below. We go live every Wednesday night with Ted Check, who is right here in the corner, that little cartoon character of him made by Minion McGrunion. Every Wednesday night live on YouTube, 10 p.m., same time, every Wednesday night. And I know you're going to say right now, well, isn't Tough on every Wednesday night at 10 p.m.? Yeah, Tough is on every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. But don't you have a DVR? You can DVR it, and then we can discuss it. Also, Angie Jab said that she will be coming on the podcast this week to talk about The Ultimate Fighter, and what a crazy season it's been for that. I do have to say, John Dodson, who's fighting tonight, tried so many times, twice is so many times, to beat Mighty Mouse. Now they have a whole season set up with Henry Cejudo and Joseph Benavidez trying to train people, former champions, and it's been one hell of a season. Definitely tune into that. That's every Wednesday. But DVR it. You want to tune into Evil and Intoxicated every Wednesday night. All right, let's get into it. It's a crazy card right here. John Dodson, record of 19-7 going up against Lineker, who's a knockout artist himself, 28-7. John Dodson, though, has crazy speed. We're going to get into that in 2 seconds. Make sure you guys give me a follow on Twitter at evil_echo. Shout out to Leslie. Shout out to Yusuf and Kara. Everyone, said show. Anyone that I'm missing, I know you're there. I support every one of you. And tonight is going to be so busy. UFC Fight Night Portland. And let's take a look at this card right now. If you guys want to join with us on the picks and win on the podcast, I'll be announcing your name. Last week's winner was Ann. You guys can give her a follow. But you see that little post right there? That could be yours with your face right in the middle of it. We all talk every fight night. It's a blast. Let's take a look at this card really quick. All right, down here, the prelims starting a little bit later than normal, guys. Let's see. Early prelims starting at 7:15, and that's only on UFC Fight Pass. If you don't have UFC Fight Pass, you cannot watch these prelims, but you can go on UFC Pick'em and follow along while those fights are going on. Or even better, I'll be giving live updates throughout the entire night, and there's actually some really good fights on this UFC Fight Pass prelim. I actually got to speak with the headliner, and you know who that is. He's right there, the Barn Cat, Tamden McCrory. I'm looking forward to this matchup. It is a tough spot, though. Let me tell you that. It's a really tough spot for both men here. Tamden McCrory, he was part of the UFC. He became professional at 19, was shot into the UFC at the age of 20. Ups and downs, up and down. He actually got that yellow slip, or the pink slip, so to say, and they gave him the boot. He was gone for like 5 years, was fighting in other divisions, and was just welcomed back not too long ago, and he came back with a bang. But then his second fight back, he actually ended up losing that. But now he's back to fight Nate Marquardt, who's also hot and cold all the time. Can't really say too much about it because he has his back up against the wall right now. And you know what? If Nate Marquardt got his back up against the wall, that's when he usually shines. So Tamden, who's also in a similar position as him, it's just going to be crazy. Tamden has some really good ground skills, training out with Dewey Cooper out in Vegas. When I spoke with him on Cage Side Submissions, he says it was a huge thing to go out to Vegas for a while and train with a lot of sparring partners out there that I didn't get at my gym over here in New York. I think it's from Hoboken, New York. And you know what? That was a huge difference because when I'm at home, I'm wearing all sorts of hats. I'm the dad, I'm the husband, I train children, I run a gym. I got to really focus here on my fight night and my fight camp. He said he had a great fight camp, and he's looking forward to this fight. He says that he has the tools to take out Nate here. And you know what? If Nate loses, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the pink slip. Really tough fight. Nate's been in it for a long time. Let me know who you guys think is going to win tonight. And if you want to play along on the pick'em with us and have your name announced on the Pure Evil MMA podcast, which is released every Monday night on iTunes and podbean.com, all you got to do is follow me on Twitter, evil_echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. And I will hook you up with the link, and you will be sent off into the league. And it is a huge, huge addition to already the exciting fights. To have a whole bunch of people to talk to every main event, every time that the UFC has been having all these fights. And you know what? It's been week after week after week of nonstop fights. So I'm looking forward to tonight. Make sure to give us a follow on Facebook as well. All right, so right here, I am going with McCrory to win this one. A record of 14-4, 8 knockouts, 5 submission wins, and 1 going to decision. Nate Marquardt, 37-16 with 12 of those wins by knockout, 14 of them by submission, and 11 decisions. It is a tough spot to be in for Marquardt. I am going with Tamden McCrory, the Barn Cat here, to win by submission in the second round. You can see my picks right here at the bottom. Where's McCrory? There he is. Submission, round 2, McCrory. All right, moving on. We have, I want to focus on the Diaz fight. Hakron Diaz going against Touchy Feely. 23-4 Diaz. And you know what, guys? He put on a great fight. His last fight, I think, was against Cub Swanson. You know, Cub, beautiful destruction, speaking of, did a good job getting him out of there. And Hakron Diaz, who is still ranked number 12, going up against Andre Philly, who's in a tough spot, who just got taken out by Yair Rodriguez, the Spin King. And he got caught with that flying knee not too long back. Touchy Feely making his return here, training out of Team Alpha Male with a record of 15-4. What can you say about this guy? He's well-rounded, dangerous everywhere. 8 wins by knockout, 3 submission wins, 4 wins by decision. But if you look at Hakron Diaz, who is a bomb himself, great ground game, got the takedowns and the cardios to go with Touchy Feely. 4 wins by knockout, 8 by submission, and 11 decision. I see a lot of grappling here going on, but Touchy Feely, he's unpredictable himself. I am looking for Touchy Feely to win this one. Let's see what I picked for this one real quick. And make sure you guys like us on Facebook at 2, because I know there's a lot of people out there that really do not like Twitter. And you know what? I just got into Twitter not too long ago, so I really can't blame you here. All right, I got Touchy Feely by knockout in round 1. He's hungry to come out here and make a big point. He trains with, superstars over there. Really close. One of his friends is obviously Cody No Love. And we saw in season 22 of Ultimate Fighter when Conor McGregor was going up against Uriah Faber. That was a great season. That really was an amazing season. But Conor McGregor was talking shit, and Cody No Love kind of got up and tried to get into his face. That was because he was standing up for his boy, Touchy Feely. So I got Touchy Feely winning this one. And it's going to be a close fight. I do think that, but Diaz, I just think he's going to get caught in the earlier rounds. He's going to be trying to go in for that takedown, and he's just going to get caught. All right, Da Silva versus Christensen. Da Silva is 11-0. All of those 11 wins by knockout. So that's super impressive. But you know what? Christensen is no joke either. 13-3. 4 of those wins by KO, 5 by submission, 4 by a decision. He's got good striking and great jiu-jitsu. I honestly am going with Da Silva here. I think that we're going to see a knockout without a doubt. So I got Da Silva by submission in round 2. He's probably going to knock him down, wrap him up, and submit him. I know, you're probably like, why are you going with a submission win? I think he's going to knock the lights out of him and then go in for that submission. And hopefully he doesn't tire himself out there if that does happen. You guys are probably saying, Ed, you're crazy. But you know what? My picks have been on point lately. And you know what? We're all open to our opinions, correct? All right, so Smoka versus Marino up after that. Smoka 11-1, 4 wins by KO, 5 wins by submission, and 2 wins going into overtime, going into the decision. But you know what? Smoka's a dangerous fighter. He trains down in Hawaii. Monica Franco, who was just on the Pure Evil MMA podcast not too long back, gets to train with him every now and again. Great grappling. He's got the knockout power. He'll get you on the ground and submit you. He's an amazing athlete and is just taking everyone out. He's on a crazy win streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, He's on a 4-fight win streak. So if he wins tonight, you're going to make it 5. So I just see Smoko winning this one. I got Smoko winning by knockout round 1. Moving on to Josh Berkman. And you know what? Berkman's been around for a while now. Putting on a great show for everybody. His last fight, he actually lost against Paul Felder, who was just on last week's card. And I actually got to speak with him before this fight. That interview is down below, guys, if you want to go check that out. That was an absolutely crazy card. UFC Brazil. And just to let you guys know, after this main event, I'll be going live as well, right after the main event, right here on YouTube. So definitely subscribe down below. Josh Berkman versus Zach Otto. 29-13 Berkman with 9 wins by knockout, 8 wins by submission, 12 wins by decision. Otto with 13 wins and 3 losses. He's got great striking and amazing wrestling. 3 wins by knockout, 4 wins by submission, and 1 win by decision. You know what? It's a debut fight for Otto. You know how it is. We all see it all the time. UFC jitters, your debut fight. Very rarely will you see a fighter go in there and win it. And it's usually ended quickly in that first round. And he has 9 wins by knockout, 8 wins by submission, and 12 decision for Josh Berkman. Zach Otto has 3 knockouts, 9 submissions, and one decision. I'm sorry about that. I see you guys pointing that out. Here I gotta go with Berkman. He's the more veteran fighter here, and he's coming off a loss. You never want to fight a man coming off a loss because they're hungry. He's a well-rounded fighter. So if this guy's planning anything to get him on the ground, he's got trouble there. He wants to strike on the feet, he's got trouble there. Put him up against the cage, he got trouble there. All around, Berkman is an amazing fighter. I have Berkman winning this one, and I actually have him winning by knockout round 1. A lot of first-round knockouts. I sound like Pat right now. All right, getting into it, guys. The fight that we were all interested in and we all know about. Alex Oliveira, the Cowboy, going up against Will Brooks. All right. Cowboy, coming off the loss to Cowboy. He's had a fight after that, but he was supposed to change his name, I'm pretty sure. I remember that was the fight for the Cowboy name, and he's still rocking around with that name. So I don't know what's going on with that. I think we're going to have to talk about this and change that name for him. Will Brooks is absolutely looking amazing. His last fight was against Ross Pearson. That one beautiful. 18 wins, 1 loss for Will Brooks, ranked number 11. Alex Oliveira is not ranked yet, 14-3 record. But you know what? He's a great fighter himself. Striking power. He's got really good movement. Great jiu-jitsu. He's 9 knockouts, 2 submissions, 3 decisions. So I do not think this is a good matchup for Will Brooks. I think this is going to be a war, an absolute war. It's not going to be an easy walk in the park for Will Brooks. I do have Will Brooks winning this one, though. He's just a really well-rounded fighter. Once again, 5 wins by knockout, 4 wins by submission, 9 decision. He'll drag it out if he needs to, but Will Brooks goes in there and puts on a great show. Alex Oliveira, very hungry for another win. He's making a great splash in 2016. You know what? It's a very close one, but I had to go with Will Brooks. And I know a lot of people out there are siding with Will Brooks to win this one. So let me know what you guys think. That gets us into our main event, John Lineker versus John Dodson. This is going to be absolutely crazy. Ted Check thinks this is going to go to a decision. I got to disagree with him. I do not see these guys going all 5 rounds. It could easily go all 5 rounds, but I just do not see it. Lineker really wants this knockout. I know he does. John Dodson even admitted, he was like, I know that everyone's expecting us to go in there and put on a show. He wants to know if he can knock me out, and I want to know if I can knock him out, and we're going to test each other. John Dodson's speed, it's sharp. You see it in John Lineker's fights. Very heavy swinging. He'll go in there. He got the jab, but when it comes down to it, his knockout power is very heavy and slow. John Dodson's too pinpoint for that. I do not think Dodson's going to stand there and strike with him. It's an in and out game for Dodson here. Break him down slowly, start hurting the body, and then look for those openings later in the fight. I'm very curious to what everyone's thinking for this. Some people have changed their minds. Dodson, I don't know. It's going to be a close fight, but they're going for Lineker for the knockout. And I could see that happening. If Dodson gets a little too crazy right off the start, he's got to watch out. I got Dodson winning by knockout in the 3rd round. I think he's just going to go in and out, back and forth, open him up with the jab, frustrate him a little bit. He's not going to be able to catch him. It's a frustrating thing when you're going in there. And I said this on Evil and Toxic. I don't know. A more relatable thing is baseball. When you're in there and someone's pitching to you and you can't hit the freaking ball, you get frustrated. John Dodson is that. We saw him in the last fight. Very similar body type to John Lineker, who missed weight again. 3 fighters missed weight on this card. Absolutely crazy. Sammy Eid asked, he's like, Eddie, when was the last time you seen this? I said, you know what? I can't even recall the last time this has happened, especially on a main card. It's happened before, but on a main card, it's a very weird thing to see. Another point out, I don't know if you guys were watching the UFC weigh-ins yesterday, but there was a shot of back of our champ, Tyron Woodley, with his tuxedo all like knotted up in the back to make it fit a little more. The champion, can't he get a freaking fitted tuxedo? What's going on, man? All right, John Lineker, hands of stone, is ranked 3rd. If John Dodson wins, everyone's saying most likely the #1 contender. We also have other contenders in that weight class, though, guys. Bantamweight is a very exciting weight class. Cody Nolov in there really barking up a storm, saying that he wants to fight with Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz even blocked him for it because he was literally harassing him for this belt and for this fight, because you know what? He's trying to play head games. Dominic Cruz really doesn't have trash talk. He just really analyzes everything and doesn't really make that much sense with his trash talk. I mean, that trash talk with TJ, he was just trying to get TJ to get all wild up. Man, he's got it for Cody Nolov, and he can't take it. He's already pressing that block button. Little tweet that he put out this week that I thought was really funny. Literally screenshot, like, oh, it looks like he blocked me, couldn't take it anymore. But you know what? A lot of people are saying that he's up next for that title shot. I don't know. I mean, I keep going back and forth with my decision making. I would like to see him fight one more guy, which is, if the winner of this fight, then I could see it being the #1 contender shot. But there's a great group of guys in that bantamweight division. John Dodson, who is in strawweight coming up, looks absolutely amazing. That last fight with Manny Gambarian went in there like a storm. Imagine getting punched like that, just over and over and over again, like lightning. They call him the magician because he's in and out. You don't even see him. I do not think that Lineker's going to be able to catch him. A lot of Lineker's fights, the way he wins is those guys will stand in the pocket with him and just bang it out till they can't even stand up. Then he gets him with that lucky, I shouldn't say lucky, because he's got crazy power behind those hands. He's a veteran fighter, and he's on a streak too. He's on like a 5-fight win streak right now. He's on a roll. John Dodson, though, looking like a maniac. I think if Lineker does catch John Dodson later in the fight, which is where that's most likely going to happen, we know that Lineker's got pretty good grappling. If he can get John Dodson to the ground and lay that ground and pound on him, I don't know, but can he hold on to John Dodson? That's the thing. He's squirmy. He's fast. What do you guys think? Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at evil_echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. Let me know what your predictions are. If you have UFC Pick'em, send me your username and I will send you the league. It's actually up on my page. You can get in touch with Leslie or Yusuf. You can find their names. Just use hashtag #PureEvilMMA. Share your predictions with us. Let us know what's going on. Also, guys, before I stop this live stream, gotta say, UFC 205 presser literally lit me up. I cannot wait for that. Our boy Eddie Carabazel from Front Proof Media was actually there and got to talk with Dana White for a little while. He was one of the guys in the crowd. Here, I think I might even have a picture of him. Eddie Alvarez literally looks really small compared to Conor McGregor. I'm sorry, but it was just crazy once they got in there and Conor McGregor just ripping it up. Eddie Alvarez really didn't have much back from him. It was almost like a schoolyard fight. It was like, why don't you take those stupid sunglasses off? Conor was like, fine, make me. Oh, I made you take them. I didn't like any of that. I love Eddie Alvarez in the ring. I don't really like judging all the drama and everything going on, even though we love Conor's antics. Best part of there were a lot of great parts to this presser, but another great part is Jeremy Stevens going, I'm the hardest 145. Conor McGregor, who the fuck is that guy? Also, other big news from that press event was the way it all ended with that last question, the guy in the tie. Who is that guy in the tie? That's what I want to know. That guy is great. Conor loved it. Perfect way to end it. He was like, Eddie Alvarez was trying to like just kind of ignore it. Like, oh, what was your question? Conor goes, what? His question is, why are you talking shit? You gotta love it. You gotta watch it. It almost got 2 million views now on YouTube, which is, I think, gotta be breaking records right now. Conor has the #1 tweet so far this year from any athlete, the #1 presser every time Conor's at a presser. There's so many people watching. He's just turning the game upside down right now. Whether you love him or hate him, you're going to watch him. And UFC 205 is going to be crazy at New York, MGM, or Madison Square Garden, MSG. Come on. This is going to be crazy. The East Coast already showed them what to expect when they come here because we get lit up for our events. Can you dig it? Because I can totally dig UFC 205 with that crazy card. Rashad Evans making the card. Jeremy Stevens going up against Frankie Edgar. What? That's going to be absolutely crazy. I think that's a tough fight for Frankie. Jeremy Stevens with that knockout power, but Frankie's got heart. You know what I mean? We've seen him go into some crazy wars, get drugged out to the very end of it, and then just come back to win it all. So do not put any doubt. That fight with Jose Aldo, though, this thing that's going on right now, they really honeydicked him. They really honeydicked him and Khabib Nurmagomedov. They really screwed them, saying that if you guys didn't catch it, I talked about it on the podcast. This is exactly what happened. Eddie Alvarez tweets, he goes, looks like me and Conor are fighting at UFC 205. Conor McGregor, or Dana White goes, no, this isn't happening. It's going to be Eddie Alvarez versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's going to be it. Conor McGregor then tweets, don't listen to any of that. I'll be at UFC 205. Don't you guys worry. Dana's like, oh, no, he's got a hurt leg. He can't fight. Conor, Monday morning in New York, or no, it was Tuesday in New York. Jose Aldo gets screwed. Khabib gets screwed. Eddie Alvarez versus Conor McGregor. What do you guys think about that matchup? This is going to be crazy. Does Eddie Alvarez take out Conor McGregor, knock him out brutally? Because it can easily happen. We saw what he did to RDA, and we all thought that RDA was absolutely unstoppable up until that point. I mean, Conor McGregor goes and says, he's a sloppy fighter. All those shots that when he was knocking out Cowboy were all over the place. Then Eddie Alvarez steps in there, and Eddie Alvarez had a kind of rocky road. I mean, it was somewhat of a rocky road once he got into the UFC, but a Bellator champion, and now he's a UFC champion. Didn't put on that many exciting fights when he was first in the UFC, and a lot of people judge him for that, but he did what he had to do to get to where he is now. So the problem here is with a lot of people, and it was asked at the presser, was, Eddie, are you going to go to the same game plan and that you did with Showtime Pettis? He goes, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not looking to do that. Guarantee it, guys. When he steps in the octagon, that gate closes. That's probably most likely his game plan. He's trying to win it. Another thing that kind of blows my mind is why he didn't renegotiate a contract. I asked some of the other MMA media out there that I'm friends with, and they kind of explained it a little more to me. Like, he's getting a lot of pay-per-view points. He's getting like $200,000 to go and another $200,000 if he wins. Pay-per-view points, it will bring in a boatload of money. And also the Reebok, which isn't really that much money. But Conor McGregor was literally laughing at him. Conor McGregor supposedly making millions upon millions of dollars this year. What a crazy roller coaster it's been for that guy. And you know what? That Nate Diaz loss was literally perfect for Conor McGregor's career. It's just a crazy story right now. Just going back in there, having that amazing fight when Nate Diaz that second time around, everyone was at the edge of their seats. That's exactly what UFC 205 is about to bring to the table. And nonetheless, to have it in New York on the East Coast, this place is already sold out already. Tickets are going for $800 just for shitty seats. But let me tell you guys right now, if you wait a while, wait till we get a little bit closer, you'll see a lot of ticket prices drop because a lot of internet sites buy them in bulk and then they'll sell them off down the road, or you know what I mean? That's a good way to make money off of it. But let me know what you guys think for tonight. UFC Portland. Lineker versus John Dodson. I'm looking forward to this. Let me know what you guys think on Twitter at evil_echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. Is John Dodson going to go in there and overwhelm Lineker, or is Lineker going to get him to brawl with him? That will be the death of John Dodson. Let me know what you guys think. Like us on Facebook. Not only that, guys, Pure Evil MMA is now on Twitter as well. All you got to do is at Pure Evil MMA, and you can find me. Share your picks with me on Twitter and UFC Pick'em as well. Let me import this song really quick. What do you guys think about UFC 205 as well coming up? It's going to be absolutely mayhem. I'm Evil from Pure Evil MMA, ProWrestlingAuthority.com. I'm out, guys. You better behave yourselves. I'll be tweeting live, giving everybody updates during the show. Enjoy it.